Hi, it's Kataluna. How are you? I appreciate everyone's posts and tags on social media. I appreciate all the challenges and the tags in social media, but I want to challenge you something completely different. Instead of the usual selfie, instead of activities and all these other stuff you're doing at home, which is all wonderful, I challenge you to be productive and do something for another individual while being at home. Last few days, I've been making a bunch of masks, but I challenge you to make 3 masks. One for yourself, one for your best friend, and another that you can give to another person. So let's break the cycle. Do something for yourself, and let's do something for another person. Short disclaimer, a mask doesn't necessarily prevent you from catching the virus, but it does an extra layer of protection. It's better than nothing. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. So to make these masks inspired by the Skims collection, I'm joking, they're really not, but they're kind of cute, so I'm here for it. For materials, you're going to want to look for scraps that you have at home, maybe some cotton, some pillowcases, some old shirts. Just make sure they're washed, and feel free to make them as personalized as you want, maybe some extra colors or maybe representation. To start, grab a piece of paper, and I kind of cheated, but vertically you're going 6" down, and then 2" from the top, make a little mark there, and then from there you're going to do 4.5 going horizontally, and then from the bottom a 4", and then a 1/2 inch on the other side, and then a 1" on the other side of that. And then from the other point to the other point, you're just going to want to connect those. And I'm going too fast, so just kind of follow along. Once your points are connected, start cutting that down. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure you don't cut your fingers. Once your pattern is cut, grab your fabric and start pinning some layers down. I'm going to pin my pattern so they don't shift. Once your pattern is pinned down, start cutting your fabric. Here I have 4 layers of fabric that I'm going to be using for lining and the top base. And now I'm just pinning the pattern piece to the layers of fabric so it doesn't move, and I can cut them as close to the actual pattern size and shape of it. And be careful while you're cutting this. And once you're done cutting those pieces, now you're ready to sew. Now here I have a blue fabric. It's the same cut as the pink one. I'm just using a different one just for samples. And you're going to want to stitch down the corner with the tip going all the way down. Here's the pink version if you want to see that. I'm using a zigzag stitch because I have a knit fabric, but if you're hand stitching this, you can just do a regular stitch. And then you're going to do a front to front, sandwich those together like so. And now we're stitching the horizontal side of the piece. Just stitch that down all the way down, and make sure you do the other side as well. And now you can kind of see the mask forming its shape now. Here I'm just doing the other side of the fabric. Once you're done stitching that down, you're just gonna wanna flip that inside out, and then you start seeing the actual mask shape itself. Voila, c'est très mignon. It's super cute, I know. Here I'm just putting loops. You can actually start using your garters here, but since I didn't have my own garter, I'm just gonna be creating my own loops. Like so, going straight down. I think I used about a 1/2 inch allowance. Now I'm just trimming some of the excess fabric from the stitching. It makes it so much easier to flip this inside out with a loop turner once you trim those edges out. Once you have your garter or your loops, now you're ready to stitch that down. Start by going to one side of the fabric. From the inside, you just gonna flat those seam down. Flip it inside to maybe about 1/2 inch. I'm not actually measuring it, but just sandwiching that down and then tucking in everything down. And then from there, you're gonna want to start stitching that down. I feel like I've said the word down so many times in this video, but anyway, stitch your garter down and then stitch the other side or the end of it and kind of figure out a way to just get that in there. But make sure you measure how long you want your garter and how tight you're going to want those to be around your ears. Stitch that and secure it, and then just do the other side. Now once you're done stitching the other side, the last step is to just cut any of the extra threads and fix any imperfections, and then share them to your friends, your neighbors, your family, anyone who's in need. Maybe someone in the medical field or someone who's just working to make sure our economy is running. I hope you enjoy and you be safe out there.